So I mean that's a good segue to talk about, like, obviously you talk about clear and defining time frame. So what does your morning habits, your morning rituals look like?
Okay. So morning rituals, I generally wake up. My internal clock now has me waking up at around 5:30.
Hmm.
Basically, I try to wake up at 5:30 because my daughter wakes up around six or so. And just like we talked about, I made it clear. I was like, I want to take her to daycare.
Hmm.
I will be that I want to do that every
Hmm.
single day. So I make sure that I don't schedule no meetings or nothing till after 9 o'clock.
Hmm.
So I get up, I'll have some coffee, I'll take a ginkgo so I can get my mind ready for whatever is going to happen and whatever creative and insane thoughts are going on in my brain with caffeine. Maybe that's not a good combination. I don't know, but that's what helps me in the morning. um, then I try to leave the house around 6:37 to take my daughter to daycare. And then when I take my daughter to daycare, 9 times out of 10, I don't have a meeting or anything like that till probably around 10 or 11. And when I don't, that's when I take the beginning of the day to, I have my to-do list. So let's just say I have to go finish a book or finish a lesson plan or things like that. I'll take the beginning of when I drop her off and have my first meeting
Hmm.
to do that. Um, and I'm literally checked out. And when I mean checked out, I have my headphones on, listening to Dead Mouse, looking at my computer, and just finishing up stuff.
Hmm.
And then, like I said, I try to have my meetings around 11 or so. If I have one meeting or something like that, I'll have that meeting, and then I try to work out around 2 o'clock because generally 2 o'clock is generally when people say that's when you start lagging and getting tired and things like that. So I try to work out at 2 o'clock to kind of revive my mind back again to kind of get that quote unquote second wind. So I'll get that second wind, um, kind of do some more work. If there's anything, if there's any emails or anything I have to respond to or address, I will take between that time after I work out and when my daughter comes because um, she generally comes back to the house like around 4 or 5 or so, 4:30. I try to address anything that I had to address, whether it's finishing a proposal, responding to emails, or things of that nature. Um, 5 o'clock, 5:30. I'm generally trying to cook dinner between six and seven. That is daddy time, and I'm not trying to do anything else besides daddy time between 6 and 7.
Hmm.
Um, and then she goes to bed at 7 o'clock. Between 7 and I will say 11, I'm working on stuff. And what it is that between 7 and 11, I noticed that that's more of my creative time.
Hmm.
So if there's anything that I have to be in the creative space, like for instance, if I have to be in the creative space of trying to match a lesson to what the story is, or right now I'm finishing up another book that's supposed to be coming out in a month or so. So that will be the time where I'm just doing the creative side of it, because again, that's the time that's the time where I'm a little bit more creative instead of more business
Hmm.
in a sense. Um,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense. So you got a pretty